Hi, this is Kevin Thomas, and welcome back to the At Home Film Festival. I am feeling awfully soapy and melodramatic today, so I am going to do an episode all about soapy and melodramatic movies. I grew up loving shows like this all my children. Oh, I would even go away on summer vacation if there's a big cliffhanger. So I had my fill of soaps, but they started long before all my children. There's a lot of old soapy movies. Typically, to be a soap or melodramatic movie, you need to either be a scandal in a small town, like here in Peyton Place, where secrets come out. Peyton Place sure paved the way for a lot of soaps. It came out in the late 50s. It was nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It didn't win any of them, but it did lead to sequels and a soap series, which maybe this started a lot of TV soaps. I should also include Valley of the Dolls on my list, but everybody knows this, so Peyton Place and Valley of the Dolls are so easy to find. But this is the other type of soap that we had. This is the one where it always took place in Hollywood. It was either a small town where there's a scandal or people taking pills and having sex in Hollywood like they did here in Valley of the Dolls. Doing research for this episode, I also realized that film noir is actually a cousin to soaps. It still deals oftentimes with people committing a crime out of lust and passion or money. But what I've noticed the difference between a soap and a film noir is usually better acted. Like this scene here from The Postman Always Rings Twice. I love the movies based upon the James M. Cain novels, like this one, and Mildred Pierce is another good one, and Double Indemnity. These had femme fatales, just like in a soap, but they were better scripted, better acted, and more believable. Oddly, Lana Turner in this film noir is also in Peyton Place, so she could be melodramatic or rightfully dramatic. Is that a word? I made it up. Anyway, really good. But besides these melodramas and soap operas, let's find 7 other movies that we could discuss this week that you should uncover with me. Shall we? Let's go now. The Bad and the Beautiful, which you can get on Prime for a few dollars, is a terrific movie, which is, of course, has a Hollywood theme. And I didn't realize I'm doing a Lana Turner tribute, but she's in this as well. This movie went on to win 5 Academy Awards, probably the most of any soap. It's got Kirk Douglas and Lana Turner, and it's got an Oscar-winning performance from Gloria Graham. It's about Hollywood and fighting your way to the top and the backstabbing you do. Now, I threw in Gloria Graham's name, which is kind of funny because I actually, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, she dies early in this movie. She's not on the screen very long, and yet she won the Oscar, so I kept thinking she's gonna come back. She really wasn't dead. That's what they do in soaps. But she never came back. She did keep the Oscar, though. Maybe that year she was also in the Best Picture of the Year, The Greatest Show on Earth, and a couple of other movies, so it honored her body of work. But anyway, it doesn't deter from the quality and the goodness of this movie, The Bad and the Beautiful. It's got great sets and costumes and music and melodrama till no end. You will love it. Another early soap we have is A Summer Place, the film debut of Troy Donahue. He falls in love with Sandra Dee. Her father, Richard Egan, seems to have a secret old relationship with his mother, Dorothy McGuire. By the way, this is a few dollars to rent on Amazon Prime. This movie had a beautiful theme song that was 9 weeks at the top of the charts. And obviously, as you see there, their parents don't like them getting together. Maybe there's secrets we need to know to find out. But what really puts us over the top and made my list, not only because it's soapy, but we just quickly saw her there. Her mother, played by Constance Ford, that lady, she went on to be on regular soap operas, and she is one of the worst villains I've ever seen in a movie. She goes out with Troy one night, not her, but Sandra Dee goes out with Troy one night, and so when she comes home, the mother has a doctor waiting to make sure she's still a virgin. Wow! I can't believe they're doing that in the late 50s. Also, there's a scene early on that I read that mother is so hated of a character that her husband yells at her for like 5 minutes with all this bigotry that she embodies that was so impactful that the audience stood up and applauded right then and there in the theater. Oh, I wish I was there because that mother is some bitch. Next film isn't the movie I wanted. I wanted to do The Love Machine. I have to pay tribute to Jacqueline Suzanne in a show about soaps. But The Love Machine, you have to buy the disc. It's not available to download any place. So what we have left to honor Jacqueline Suzanne is Once Is Not Enough, which you could buy for $4.99 on Amazon Prime. So why don't you? This is super soapy, but not as not as funny and fun as the other ones, where Deborah Raffin plays a young woman who comes back to her father, Kirk Douglas, who is married one of the richest women in the world, Alexis Smith, and they have this great high-end, highfalutin, bougie relationships. But Deborah, as you saw there, was with an older man because she has daddy complexes, because I don't think she got enough love for her daddy. Now, when you look at the dirt on this movie or this story, Alexis Smith takes on a lesbian lover, and one of them was supposed to be really based upon Greta Garbo. Now, the best thing you could say about Once Is Not Enough, besides the fact that you could own it for $4.99, it's the only Jacqueline Suzanne novel turned into a movie that got an Oscar nomination for acting, and that's from Brenda Vaccaro. Brenda Vaccaro is the one great light in this otherwise movie. She's actually worth watching it just for her. She's funny, she's independent, she is a woman's liber, she's a cool bitch. It's 1975, she's got the world by the balls and is running with it. She's not afraid to say what she feels. Very refreshing, so watch it for her. And this is Brenda's only Oscar nomination. Critics and the public loved the movie Tootsie, which is a satire in soaps with Dustin Hoffman, who can't get a job as a male actor, so he goes undercover as a woman and gets a job on a soap opera. This was up for many Oscars. It won a few, like Jessica Lange, Best Supporting Actress. And you could find this on the Criterion Channel as well as Paramount Plus. It's very funny, one of the funniest movies ever made. Great ensemble cast. Everybody uplifts this film to the gloriousness that it is, and you should be one of them. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And if you have seen it, give it another view. It's really good. Another soap spoof can be found in Soap Dish, which is free on Prime. This has Sally Field as America's sweetheart, and her co-stars are trying to get her off their soap because she is so powerful. Everybody loves her and not them. It's got one of the greatest casts ever. It's got Sally Field, Whoopi Goldberg, Kevin Kline. It's got Kathy Moriarty, Carrie Fisher, Gary Marshall, Robert Downey Jr. The cast alone will make you love it. And the humor as well. Really, really, really. Watch Soap Dish. It's a riot. Another riot in the soap world was a mini-series you could find on YouTube called Fresno. It's sort of a Dynasty meets Dallas, where people are fighting over being the reigning king and queens of the raisin industry. It stars Carol Burnett, who was actually a big soap fan. She was on All My Children many times, so she loved that show. And this is so terrific. And as you see from even these opening credits, it just spoofs all the other soaps. It's a great cast. It was up for 5 Emmy Awards. It was a limited series, only 6 episodes, but technically it was amazing, and it was also well acted, well written. You should catch this for sure. Not to move his work to soap operas, but if you really think about it, Tennessee Williams is the king of soap operas. All of his stories involve all of the melodrama that I discussed, and yet the movie version cuts a lot of it out. A Streetcar Named Desire has a rape, it's gone. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof has a gay character, it's gone. But let's embrace one of his lesser known movies, This Property is Condemned, for a few dollars on Amazon. It stars Natalie Wood, and who I think should have been an Oscar-nominated performance, as a young small-town girl who wants to go to the big city, and she thinks newcomer Robert Redford is just her ticket. This also is one of the early screenplays based upon the short play by Tennessee Williams from Francis Coppola and directed by Sidney Pollack, who also did Tootsie. This has a lot of great people behind the scenes. It's very dramatic, but it's also well acted. So is it really a soap, or should we call it film noir? Why don't you watch it and tell me? Well, that's our show of the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below and share, and tell your friends to watch this and for them to share and comment. I'm going to leave with another little scene from The Love Machine because I'm sad I wasn't able to do this. One day this will be available to stream and I will introduce it to you. But I'm so happy that you came and watched this with me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, let's watch our soaps, okay? Tune in tomorrow.
What it says. To Jerry, simply because you're you. Love, Robin. And Alfie's wearing it.
Jerry, for God's sake.
Alfie and I exchanged bracelets. I didn't think you'd mind.
Oh,
Mine.
sweet. Oh, sweet.
Give me that bracelet, you bitch.
Come and get it. There. Now it's where neither of you faggots dare go for it. Go ahead.
Diane!
You forgot about me. I've been there before.
You're a faggot, too. Well, Gregory and the board of directors love seeing that bracelet.
Judith, don't act like a damn fool.
You're the damn fool. I'm going to see to it that you are totally unemployed. Off the network, out of television completely, and I'm the one who can do it. And oh boy, what the scandal sheets love knowing about you two. When I...
Oh!
I can't wait to see the headlines.
Ooh, bitch, that look.